Now, the second way to make money, a lot of money in real estate, is to actually buy and create cash flow. Would you agree with me on that statement? Buying and creating cash flow is a wonderful way to make money. As a matter of fact, you can take a residential home and rent it. And the rental income will come in, and that's an okay way to make money. It's not the best way, but you can make money with this through the years. But what's better is to take a commercial building and make money. As a matter of fact, it's not only better, it's a lot wiser in the short and long term. I'll show you how. I'll give you an example. You will not see anybody in the country explain this because a lot of people don't focus on commercial real estate the way I focus on it. So pay close attention to this. Imagine there is a street, two-way traffic, and there is a single tenant building, a standalone building, the type of building that will accommodate one tenant, like Radio Shack, Quiznos, Subways, Häagen-Dazs, Jack in the Box. Just single tenant, just one tenant goes in. If the building is sitting vacant, it barely has what's called replacement cost. There's no income, maybe 1 million. If the building has a renter paying so little, it may be worth just maybe 0.3 million. If they're paying more, it will be worth 1.5. So somebody wants to sell an empty building on a busy street on El Camino Real here in Santa Clara. And let's say the seller tells you, I want $1 million. It's empty, can't get a tenant, you want it, you can have it. You put it under contract. Now, when you put a building under contract, if I actually go to Dustin and he has a home for sale, and we use the California Association of Realtors contract, I would have standard in the contract 17 days for inspections, for due diligence. 17 days to change my mind with no obligation to purchase that house. I can retract my offer, I can leave with no obligation. In commercial real estate, we have the same opportunity to put a building under contract, inspect it, see if we can actually get the financing, do what we want, with no obligation to purchase. But do you think we have 17 days, or we have more, or we have less? More, of course. We have 45 to 60 days. We have access to the building to inspect it, etc. That's an extreme advantage for those that get trained by my company. Because one part of the training that I do with you is I teach you how to add value to that building. And I don't mean 10 years from now, I mean instant increase in value. We put the deal under contract, and I actually pick up the phone, and I call these companies. I call the Subway, the Häagen-Dazs, the Jack in the Box, I call Radio Shack, I call these companies, and I ask them, are you interested? I have a property at 123 El Camino Real Street in Santa Clara, California. Would you be interested in leasing? It's 2,000 square feet, 300 square feet for storage. Next door, there is a Starbucks. On the other side, there is a Jamba Juice. If you're really interested, please call me back. My phone number is 408, etc. If you call 20 tenants, how many are you interested to have in that location? One. Just one. So let's say Subway calls you back. And Subway says, yes, thank you for leaving us a message. We looked on Google Earth. We saw the location. We have website with the internet. We analyzed the traffic. There is enough thousands of cars passing per day. We're very interested and excited to be next to these tenants. We would like to lease the space from you. They will send you what's called the letter of intent. LOI. What does LOI mean? Letter of intent. That letter of intent will actually tell you, for example, we would like to lease the space $8,000 a month. $8,000 a month for 12 months is how much per year? Very good. $96,000 a year. Now let me ask you. You now have, let's say you now have a contract on one hand, and let me write here. You now have a contract to purchase the property from a guy for $1 million. And now you have a letter of intent, which is a letter that says Subway, ready to lease, $8,000 a month, etc. That letter of intent will make the building value based on that income increase to a minimum of $1.5 million. Is that exciting? Yes or no? So you have the opportunity, you have locked in the purchase price at $1 million, and you have something that will make it increase in value. Now, let me just further dig deeper and ask you, do you think when Subway want to lease, do they want you to come in with your own taste and decide what the floor should look like, what the sign should be like, what the colors on the walls, or do they have their own standards that they want to put here? They have their own standards. They want to take the building as is to put their own setup based on the standards. Now, do they want to rent 6 months to a year like a residential tenant, or they want 10 years plus? I love it. I'm going to do the work once, and I have a long-term lease, so I can go enjoy life. Now, because it's a long-term lease, we have built in that type of lease what's called escalation. There is what's called an escalation clause. An escalation is a standard increase in lease to meet or beat inflation. For instance, on a lease like this, $8,000 a month, $96,000 a year. Let's say you sign it November 1st, 2010. It's going to say on the anniversary date each year, the lease will increase by 3%. So it's going to be bump in the lease $3,000 a year. Everybody got that? And it keeps increasing every year. So the escalations to meet or beat inflation. Also, that type of lease with a corporate tenant like Subway will be a triple net lease. Now, be honest with me. It's very important for me. I need to see visual. How many people here have never heard of triple net before? Thank you for honesty. Well, triple net is the best thing in real estate. So listen carefully. Triple net is when the tenant pays the lease, plus they pay it net of taxes, net of insurance, and net of maintenance. They pay me everything. So I lease to them. I get the property tax bill. I send it to the tenant. They pay it, and they show me receipt. The insurance goes directly to them. They show me receipt. All maintenance calls are handled by them. They'll never call me to tell me the toilet doesn't flush or the light is flickering. They handle it. Does this help me become free and have peace of mind? Yes or no? And here is another thing I want to share with you. They also, company like Subway, gives you what's called a corporate guarantee. What does it mean, a corporate guarantee? A corporate guarantee means that the company itself guarantees the payment of the lease for the 10 years with the escalations based on the entire corporation, not just based on the performance of that location. So when they sign the lease, they attach one form called corporate guarantee. This lease is guaranteed by the entire corporation of 36,000 locations worldwide. Does this also add to my peace of mind and income, yes or no?